Welcome to Let's Play Breath of the Wild. On my main save, I have done so much, just about everything. I'm literally, I got all my stash upgrades. I just have, Korok seeds left to get. I've done, everything except for, about half of the Korok seeds. And surprisingly, it only puts your game completion rate at about, 53, 54%. It's nuts. But I've done everything. I've done so much. And I'm almost getting to the point where I'm bored, so I wanted to start a new game, do a Let's Play with you guys, and see if we can have a little bit more fun. So I created a new profile on my Switch, which you can do to start a new game without losing your save from your other profile. Pro tip, pretty cool thing. I wasn't sure about that. I just learned that today, which kind of provoked the idea of doing a Let's Play for you guys. So, without further ado... Nope. I messed around a little bit earlier. I'm just going to start over. Here we go. And just as a side note for any of you guys watching this on YouTube, I'm actually streaming this live to Twitch right now. I don't expect many people to kind of stop in, but I will be interacting with any chat that kind of comes in, so... Breath of the Wild. Honestly, this game is as epic the first time, this game is as epic the second time through as it is the first time. It's so cool to re-experience everything. I mean, it doesn't have that emotion from the first time, but it's still really, really fun to experience everything all over again. Open your eyes. I can't skip this. We gotta watch it.
Open your eyes.
But it's a Let's Play. You guys want to watch this stuff, right? That's the point? I don't know.
Wake up, Link.
Okay. Gosh, 5 more minutes, Mom. I'm exhausted. My muscles don't work right. I've been asleep for 100 years. Give me a minute. And he's just all right, here we go. All right. I can skip now. I can skip. Okay. He's just getting out of the pool. No big deal. We're going to go over and grab our Sheikah slate. Old ancient Sheikah technology. It's basically a tablet that we get on our journey.
Slate. Take it. It will help guide you after your long slumber.
And it's going to have lots of apps for us to play with. But we got to go get the apps first. It's kind of the drawback there. Sheikah slate. A mysterious tablet with a glowing center. You've never seen this device before, and yet there's something familiar about it because you have seen this device before. You just don't remember. You remember. Remember? You don't remember. Okay, we're going to grab some clothes because, come on. Can't be running around naked on Hyrule. Monsters. So let's kick that chest. Ow. I don't have shoes on. Okay. Okay.
Hold the Sheikah slate up to the pedestal. That will show you the way.
Okay. Whatever you say, baby. I wonder how much, how heavy a completion rate we should push on this Let's Play. I don't want it to take 75 chapters of videos to go through this game, but I mean it could. I promise you it could. We could probably do 100 videos.
Link.
30 minutes each. 50 hours.
That must shine upon Hyrule once again.
I've easily put over 200 hours on my main save. Easily. But I'm going to try and just do the important things, you know, not really go out of my way to grab every little thing, especially the Korok seeds. Oh my god. I'm gonna grab a drink real quick while this cutscene is playing. Enjoy. This is one of the things I was talking about. I wish I could experience this moment right here. I wish I could experience this moment for the first time over and over again. It's just, it's so cool to just run out on the cliff and just see this huge world and just be like, I get to explore this. Dragon Pup, Sleepy, what's up? Welcome back. We're doing the Let's Play now. Alright. I know where a couple cool starter weapons are and bows and things like that. So we're going to go grab those. We'll make our way to the tower. Do all the shrines, etc. We'll have fun on the Great Plateau today. Oh, well met, stranger. It's rather unusual to see another soul in these parts. Bye. Wait. Where are you rushing off to now? Is speaking with a strange old man truly such an awful use of your time? I mean, it is kind of weird. I hope you'll permit me a question, if I may be so bold. Are you not chilly? What? I don't remember him asking me this question the first time, because I didn't put the clothes on yet. Like, where are we? Answering a question with a question. That is fair enough. As I cannot imagine our meeting to be a simple coincidence, I shall tell you. Oh, this is the Great Plateau. Yeah, we knew that. And he points, like, not even close to the direction of the temple. But the camera shows us the temple. Long ago, it was the site of many sacred ceremonies. Ever since the decline of the kingdom 100 years ago, it has sat abandoned in a state of decay. Okay. Yet another forgotten entity, a mere ghost of its former self. Foreshadowing. I like it. I shall be here for some time. Please let me know if I may be of service. Cool. Alright, crack Coke. It's a Pepsi. But whatever. I'm not going to steal his apple because I don't care. I'll grab the axe. I guess I could use it in a pinch for some combat damage. We're gonna jump. Get our first Korok seed. If you run into Hestu, please return this to him. A Korok seed. A little tiny golden poop. Oh, and by the way, there's lots more of us. Go look for them. Okay. The first sword I want to grab here, not a crazy good sword, but it is better than a tree stick. So we're going to grab that. I'm going to get out of the water before I die. I'm so used to having like 3 stamina wheels and a paraglider and like armor sets to help me run fast, and it's crazy. It's something to get used to, that's for sure. Alright, let's go whack up this bokoblin, and I want to take his club. Because we need lots of weapons. And I'm going to run out of stamina a lot. This is like the exact frame this happened to me on earlier today. That's crazy.
Look for the point marked on the map in your Sheikah slate.
Like the bokoblin was all frozen in that same stance. It was crazy. What's up, Ed? Oh, you know. One more attack than I needed to. I tried to not use an unnecessary attack so I can maintain durability on my weapon for a little bit longer. Since it's rusty, it's not going to last very long. Oh, I almost forgot. How did that not flurry? Oh my god, whatever. Whatever. We got a chest over here. We got some more pants I haven't even put on yet. The Helian trousers. Actually, let's put some stuff on because we have some armor. So, because we are going to take hits, and I don't want to get killed by bokoblins. That would just be embarrassing. So we'll try to make sure that does not happen. All right, over here in the Temple of Time, another bokoblin up front, which we will make waste of very quickly, and then a couple really sweet items to be found in here that I'm gonna grab. I feel like I just like bitch slapped him. Alright, straight to the right we got a chest. With a Traveler's Bow. 5 attack power. So we could use that. I remember seeing arrows in one of these. There we go. So those arrows are always there. That's pretty cool. It's got a couple arrows. In the early game, arrows are really a rare commodity, and you want to gather as many as you possibly can. So I'll be going out of my way a little bit here and there to make sure we stay stocked on arrows. And if I have the rupees, when we get to like vendors and shops and things like that, I usually try and buy them out of all their arrows whenever I can. You just never get enough arrows, you know? Or I'm just a hoarder, whatever. Anyway, we're climbing to the top of the temple. Grab another cool chest with a knight's... Oh, excuse me, a soldier's bow. Knight's bow would be really good. 14 attack power on this bow. This bow is incredibly powerful for the Great Plateau area. So really, really cool item that you want to grab. After this, I think... if I have the stamina, yeah, it should be okay. We'll climb up to the top of the Temple of Time here. We can grab another Korok seed up here. Yep. I don't want to jump because it's a little bit of a long ways up. Oh, take my time. Earlier I got up here and I was like ready to just jump off and like paraglide down. But like a split second before I jump I realized I don't have the paraglider yet. I'm so used to having it. So it was good that I stopped myself because I would have just fallen to my untimely death. Alright, examine this little puff of fairy dust. More golden poop. They're like, you found me. There you go. Yeah, like, see right there. I had the urge to just jump off and paraglide down. Don't do it. Don't do it. I could probably just drop here. I'll be okay. Yeah, we're okay. Okay, we'll head down, climb down. Oh shit. Oh! Whoa! Whoa, that was close. That was really close. I thought I was gonna die right there. Alright, drop. He's not grabbing on. Okay. Drop. Grab. There we go. Perfect. Try and get down a little bit quicker. Alright, let's go raise that tower. I don't know of anything else nearby that I really care to get at this exact moment. So we'll just go ahead and head towards the tower and raise that up. I guess I should also note this this Let's Play may or may not be spoiler free. I've done everything in the game. I know what's coming up. I know what I'm doing. And I may talk about some stuff before it happens. So I'm sorry. But if you're watching this video, you probably, I mean, you want to see what happens in the game, right? Like, what's the point of watching a Let's Play with no spoilers? How do you even do that? So, I think we're okay. What's up, dude? I'm right in front of your face. Let's get our first shield. It's junk. It'll break in 2 hits. A Traveler's Sword, which is really good. More arrows, which is awesome. I will just keep using this club until it breaks, and then we'll move on to another club. All right, here we go. Let's raise the tower. It's like, he's like, I don't trust this. Am I going to get my Sheikah Slate back? Watch for falling rocks. Alright, this is pretty cool cinematic adventure that we're going to go on here. Great Plateau Tower. All right, so by raising the tower and activating it, excuse me, what this is doing is actually going to reveal the area's map for me, which is really helpful. All right, there's the Great Plateau. The blue icon there kind of in the center is the shrine where we woke up. That's where we started. We can kind of see the Temple of Time there just to the right of it on the other side of that water lake. And then obviously I'm up there at the northeast in the tower. So very little of the Great Plateau have we actually explored. And now... Mom's nagging us again.
You have been asleep for the past 100 years. The beast. When the beast regains its true power, this world will face its end. Now then, you must hurry, Link,
So I just thought of this.
before it's too late.
If Zelda is in the castle holding Ganon at bay, how is he like flying around like that? I thought she has him like contained. That seems weird. Anyway, let's climb down this tower. I see a lot of people die and not know how to get down this tower, which is hilarious. Or we could just drop down. But what's funny is, like, I knew how to climb down the tower my first time playing through the game, but I missed one of the platforms that I was dropping down to. I just fell to my death, so that was fun. Oh! A third of the way to Santa Claus. This tower and others just like it have erupted across the land, one after another. It is almost as though a long dormant power has awoken quite suddenly. If you do not mind me asking, did anything odd occur while you were atop that tower? I heard voices in my head. Well now, voice you say, and did you happen to recognize this mysterious voice? Yes, I do know who it is, but it won't let me say that because immersion. I see, well, that is unfortunate. I assume you caught sight of that atrocity enshrouding the castle. It's Calamity Ganon. He's an asshole. 100 years ago, he brought the kingdom of Hyrule to ruin. It appeared suddenly and destroyed everything in its path. So many innocent lives were lost in its wake. For a century, the very symbol of our kingdom, Hyrule Castle, has managed to contain that evil, but just barely. There it festers, building its strength for the moment it will unleash its blight upon the land once again. It would appear that moment is fast approaching. Well, we got all the time in the world. I must ask you, courageous one, do you intend to make your way to the castle? I've never said this way before. You need not say a word. Your eyes reveal the determination within. Here on this isolated plateau, we are surrounded on all sides by steep cliffs with no way down. If you were to try to jump off, well, no death could be more certain or more foolish. Of course, if you had a paraglider like mine, that would be quite another story. Paraglider? Oh, piqued your interest, have I? Yes, I didn't come soaring down here on my own feathery wings, you know. Worry not, I will happily agree to give you my paraglider, but not for nothing. Oh, that's cool, I forgot. You can move the camera around when you're chatting with people, which is new and kind of random and it's fun. Let's see now, how about I check it for a bit of treasure that slumbers nearby? Main quest, the isolated plateau. So, we gotta do this to get off the Great Plateau. The game doesn't let us leave until we do this quest. Alright, let me show you something. Alright, he's gonna come up here. Hey. Hurry up. Hey. Look at him like bobbing his head as I jump. You see that structure there? The one shining with a strange light? I began glowing the exact moment those towers rose up from the ground. I would think such a place might house some sort of treasure, wouldn't you? Treasure for the paraglider. Fair exchange, I believe. Let's do it! Let's go get our treasure. That is what you are. Oh my god. I'm going to run out of stamina constantly. Because I'm so used to having 3 stamina wheels. And for some reason, I don't know why, I didn't notice this until I started a new game, that your stamina wheel recovers slower than it does when I have more stamina. So I guess the more stamina you have, the faster it recovers? I think that's the thing. Alright, I have the DLC. I purchased the DLC for the game. So I have some bonus chests around the Great Plateau, which we will find. This first one is really easy. You can't miss it. Here it is. Super useful. Here's a ruby. We can totally use that for so many things. I'm joking. It's like, aside from some like endgame upgrades for equipment, like it's literally just you sell it for rupees. So I guess that'll be good. That'll be good, right? When we get to our first town, we can pitch it for some extra rupees and stock up a little bit more on some arrow and foods and things like that. Alright, so this is the Omen Owl Shrine, and this is our Magnesis Trial. This is our first rune that we're going to get for our Sheikah Slate here. The first of 4. Trip. I wonder when we will be able to download apps like that. Just get a special juice to drip on our phones and install like cool magic apps that can control things in the world around us. Alright, so this trial, Magnesis, what we do with this rune is we can control magnetic objects. Anything that is able to be targeted highlights this bright pink. We can just press A, target it, and move stuff out of our way. That reveals a little tunnel we can go down. And I saw this earlier, and this reminded me, this little tunnel with the water off to the side, reminded me a lot of the underground passageway in the Forest Temple of Ocarina of Time. And I wonder if they did that on purpose, or if that's just a coincidence. So we have a block here, we can move this out. We can push these like out of the way. Pull. When you control anything with magnesis, regardless of the weight, you can move anything around. Doesn't matter what it is. You can move other objects regardless how heavy they are by pushing it with the metal object. So. Oh, I totally missed him. Alright, our first little mini Guardian encounter goes down pretty easy. He drops some parts. I don't know if I can go down there and get... I assume I can. Yeah, there's a ladder. I don't really care. We'll get plenty of ancient screws along the way. So we walk along this. We're going to need this. Let's take it. Whoa. Oh, I thought I was about to fall off the edge. Okay. Make a bridge. There's a chest over here. We're like, how do we get that chest? Well, you see how shiny that chest is? It's made out of metal, so we will just... Oh, well, if I can target it, we'll just grab it and bring it on over. I forget what's in this one. Alright, another bow. That seems good. These giant doors are made out of metal. Let's open them up. And that is it. That's our Magnesis trial. Basically an introduction to the Magnesis rune. Kind of teach you its core mechanics, how to use it, so you can apply it to future puzzles and real-world situations. You have proven to possess the resolve of a true hero. I am Omen Ao, the creator of this trial. That is a anagram of Aonuma. I am a humble monk, blessed with the sight of goddess Helia, and have dedicated to blah 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 against Ganon. I don't know. With your arrival, my duty is now fulfilled. Sorry, I didn't read it fast enough. My bad. He's talking too fast, okay? In the name of goddess Helia, allow me to bestow this gift upon you. Please accept this spirit. Holy crap, get to it, dude. It's the first shrine of the game, so they talk a bunch. The later shrines, they don't say as much. Spirit Orb, a symbol of courage given to those who have overcome the challenges of a shrine. Now, the Spirit Orbs are this game's mechanic for upgrading your hearts and your stamina. Similar to previous Zelda games where you would need to collect 4 heart containers to get a full heart upgrade. In this game, you need to collect 4 Spirit Orbs. You go to a goddess statue and you pray at the statue. You can use 4 orbs once you've collected any, multiplication. You know what I'm trying to say. Any number of 4 orbs. You can trade in 4 for either a heart container or a stamina upgrade. Seems you managed to get your hands on a Spirit Orb. Well done. How did you know? Clairvoyance, or perhaps just something similar. As one gets older, it can become more difficult to see what is right before one's own eyes. However, that which was once hidden from view can often be crystal clear, but perhaps that is not true for everyone. The appearance of those towers and the awakening of the shrine, it's all connected to that Sheikah slate you carry on your hip there. It has been quite some time since I've seen that Sheikah slate. Long ago, a highly advanced tribe known as the Sheikah inhabited these lands. The great power of their wisdom saved the kingdom time and time again. But their ancient technology disappeared long ago, or so it is said. I'm really actually hoping that the next Zelda game that they come out with is a prequel to this game, because I think there's so much story and lore in this game, it would be really satisfying to have that. It would be a lot of fun. It is interesting, however, to think how something like that survived all this time hidden away in a shrine. Well, why not? I survived 100 years. These shrines are tucked away in numerous places all across the land. On this plateau alone, I believe there are still 3 more. Bring me the treasure from each of those shrines, and I will give you my paraglider. So I need more now? I said treasure, but I never said there would only be 1 treasure. Whether it's 1 or 4, what's the difference for a young go-getter like yourself? Since I'm feeling generous, I will also teach you a trick for finding shrines. It's always best to survey the area by looking around from a high point. Let's see here. How about you make your way to the top of that tower again? Got it. I admire your eagerness, but allow me to teach you something else before you go. Take a look at the map on your Sheikah slate. The blue icons, you should recognize the cave where you woke, the shrine where you came from, and the tower. I can travel instantly to any of those places with the Sheikah Slate. Seems good. Or so I heard quite some time ago. I do not know if it actually works as such. Well, probably. So rather than climbing the tower, I could just warp up there. But I don't think I have to. All it really does when you're up there, you can see all of the shrines on the Great Plateau from that tower. Instead, I just want to explore. Always take a look in pools of water with magnesis. Often you will find many chests. Both of these chests are not very useful right now, as they are just gems. But like I said, when we get to town, when we find a settlement or someone selling and buying some items, we can pitch these for a hefty amount of rupees. So we'll grab them. Amber doesn't sell very well, but that's okay. Alright, let's head to our first shrine. I think we should do some cooking before we get started because we're going to need some preparations to help us get through the next area here. And I'll show you what I mean. It's going to be very cold. So we need to find something that'll warm us up. Later on in the game, you can actually find some weapons that are imbued with elemental powers. And a really cool trick with these elemental weapons is that when you have a fire weapon equipped, you don't have to hold it out. You can just have it put away on your back. It actually heats you up and raises your body temperature and gives you a little bit of resistance to the cold. And likewise, if you have a frost weapon equipped, it can actually cool you off in hot areas. Holy cow, the stamina refills so slow. This is going to be like painful. Magically, the old man is just like right there again. We won't worry about that. Maybe we'll fight these guys that take their food. Oops, missed. Cool thing about that is when you miss with arrows... Oh, I should probably equip a weapon. That would be smart, huh? I am a terrible fighter, don't mind me. He has a torch. I don't think I'll need a torch. Spears are good. I like spears. I wonder if I'm almost out of inventory space. This is what I want. I wanted these spicy peppers. And also, they're cooking some food, so we can grab that. 1.5 hearts. It's pretty nice. So we'll grab some mushrooms as well. We can heal a couple of hearts with those. I want to break this because usually there's stuff inside, but I could probably just light it on fire. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to use the torch. We're going to light it on fire, and then we're going to make our cooking pot here. Oh, we have a pot lid too. There we go. Oh, I'm so epic and powerful. Cower before me. It broke, and there was nothing inside. Okay, so here's cooking at its finest, people. We're gonna cook. We're gonna do 2 at a time here. Cook some spicy peppers. Spicy sautéed peppers grants low-level cold resistance. The spiciness of these sautéed peppers has been broken by the heat for a sweeter taste. So they're not too spicy anymore. Really cool. We will do another 2 of those. I don't believe we need more than 1 level of cold resistance. You can get 2. We'll make 3 just in case, and I'll skip that animation. Okay, was that a critical? Did that crit? It didn't. Okay. And this is what I was talking about earlier. If you miss with your arrows, you can actually find them and just pick them up. So, really, really helpful. Okay, one of the first things I want to do is climb to the summit of Mount Hylia, where the old man will greet me and give me something really nice. So, first off, I'm going to go to my meals, and we are going to eat. Oh, we have some cold resistance, because immediately, as soon as we step over here in the snow, it's going to get really cold. A couple of cool things we can scavenge here. We get some wood bundles. We can use these to make our own campfire later. And a korok leaf. Not incredibly useful item, but whenever you see a raft, you can jump on a korok leaf, jump on it with a korok leaf, and use it to gust the sail and kind of guide yourself around in the water. Let's take a look at the map here. I want to go to the top of Mount Hylia, so I think our plan is to come over here. We need to cross this bridge, and then we will maybe climb up here. Looks like an easy route, and just beeline straight up the mountain. If we go into this water, it's called the River of the Dead for a reason. Don't try to cross that river in the water. Icy cold waters will hurt you, and they will damage you very fast. Very, very fast. Acorns. For those of you playing along or starting a new game, save your acorns. Trust me. You don't need a ton of them, but save them. Don't be like me. I was like, oh, they're just acorns, and not even ever pick them up. Pick up everything. Everything. I promise you. You will have a use for it at some point. You don't want to be caught out in a situation where you have an opportunity to upgrade some gear and you don't have the right items because you sold them all or you just never bothered to take the 2 seconds to pick something up. So don't do that. Don't do that. Alright, we're going to make another bridge here, just like the Magnesis trial shows us how to do. Be careful not to fall in the water. Is that good? That's good. If we fall, we're dead. So, I don't want to do that. A little bit of a... somewhat of a platforming little thing there. Okay, keys are annoying, especially the ice ones. I really, really like spears when fighting keys. Especially when they're elemental like that. Just, you don't want to get hit by those and get frozen. It's not fun. You're going to take a lot of damage from that. So don't do that. I'm running out of stamina again because I'm awesome. Alright, let's see if we can make it to the top of Mount Hylia before my cold resistance wears out. So I don't have to eat another. Whoa, dodge those guys. Looks easy enough. There's even a bit of a path here that we can just climb up. Alright. I think those guys have like 1 HP. I've never not killed a Keese in 1 hit. Wow, that's quite the hike there. It looks like a giant pile of poop. I don't know, what is it with the Korok seeds looking like poop and Mount Hylia looking like a giant turd, and there's some weird like poop fetish going on here. Anyway, if you'll notice, you run slower in the snow. But we do have an opportunity to get an item later, much later actually, that will enable us to run faster in the snow. This should be a pretty easy climb. Everything in the Great Plateau is basically designed for you to be able to explore and do from the beginning of the game, so there's nothing that we need to come back later for. if you know what I mean. So let my stamina recover here. Alright, perfect. Oh, it's nighttime. Should we look for a shooting star that we won't be able to get? Yes, shooting stars will fall at night. If you are on a high ground looking out across the world, sometimes you will be graced by the presence of a falling star. And if you manage to find it, you can collect a star fragment. Whoa, look at this dude! How'd he beat me up here? The fierce cold atop these mountains can take quite a toll as the night sets in. Breathtaking view. This may be the best place to get a full view of the entire plateau. Did you know about the scope on your Sheikah slate? Look through it and you can stick a pin anywhere you'd like to mark on the map. Yeah, I know how to do that. Pins on your map serve as reference points for your travels. Stick a pin anywhere you're interested in. Got it. Go ahead and take a look if you feel inclined to do so. You did well to make it this far without the proper clothing. Please take this warm doublet as a reward for your tenacity. That's what I came up here for. Put it on before you get too cold. Okay. So what this does is still 1 defense. We're not changing any defense, but it does offer me a level of cold resistance. So now I don't have to keep eating food to, keep myself warm. All right, check it out. So like he was saying, the right thumbstick button, we can zoom in with our Sheikah slate. And if we see something of interest, like, for example, I saw a shrine. Ooh, look, there's a shrine. We can press A, and it will mark it on a map. Pretty cool. Let's look around and see if we can see any other ones. Oh, look at that. There's one right there. Boing, that's 2. Where's our 3rd shrine? Ooh, there's one down there. We can't get to that one yet. I don't see it. I think it's over this way, but it's kind of behind our view. So this one's right here. Let's jump down. Okay, that didn't. I was like, is this gonna hurt? That might hurt a little bit. Screw it. Link's good. He's got it. All right. All right. Coming up to the next shrine, and this is actually where the second of 3 DLC treasure chests reside. You see the broken down wall to my left. On that far end of the wall there, up on top of that ledge, we have a chest, and we'll go grab that. That has something that could actually be useful to us right now. So we'll grab that, and then we'll jump up and do the next shrine. Oh, there it is. Can't miss it, man. Once you get close to it, and it actually like renders in the game so you can see it, it's ridiculously like bright chest, so you just can't miss. So this one has 5 bomb arrows for us. Bomb arrows are very expensive to buy for rupees in shops, so really useful to have. Okay, I thought I was going to be able to get a little bit higher from there, but I guess not. If I had my paraglider, I could have made that jump really easy and actually been able to probably climb that really well. There we go. Cover a little bit of stamina. Namut Shrine. Alright, so this shrine's going to offer us our next mobile app for our Sheikah slate, for our tablet. I don't remember. I think it's Cryonis. I think this is our Cryonis trial. Alright, Namut Shrine. Cryonis trial. I called it. Called it. I wish I could skip this stuff, but I can't. Alright, app number 2. Cryonis, so this builds ice pillars out of water that raise up from the ground of water. And you can climb on them You can use them to lift things up out of the water. And our first little puzzle here, as you can see, is we want to get up onto that ledge. Well, let's make a pillar. Cool note, I didn't know, if you press down on the D-pad, aims one at your feet. So you can just do that. That's pretty cool. You don't have to like aim it and then climb up it. Whatever, no big deal. Alright, we got a door. Nothing else in this room. Let's go ahead and put a pillar underneath the door. Because the pillars are strong. It's magic. And then we got another little mini guardian fight. Let's beat him up with a Boko Club. Hey, come here, man. See if I can, I wonder if I can deflect his shots. I'm just gonna break my shield. There we go. Ha! I deflected it. That's pretty satisfying. If we get an ancient screw and an ancient spring, those will be useful later. Alright, so got a platform here. We can put a Cryonis pillar underneath the side there. I don't believe we need to... Oh god, come on. I don't think we need to put one on both sides, but you can. Ooh, another chest. Let's see here. Oh, that was a terrible jump. Let's see what we get. Traveler's Spear. Sweet. I like spears. Spears are good. They're good for you. Alright, well, that's pretty much it. We'll make our way to the end and claim our second spirit orb just as we run out of stamina. And from now I'm going to continue to kind of skip through these as fast as possible. Man, they got a smile upon you. Yeah. Let's get on. Let's get on with it. 2 more shrines to go. It's been 47.5 minutes. I'll see if I can get the other 2 shrines. Maybe find a couple secret or 2 on the Great Plateau and wrap it up, hopefully in about an hour, so the video doesn't go too long. And then we'll do something more next time. Alright, I was able to mark on my Sheikah Slate where the other shrine was. This is our bomb trial shrine over in the Eastern Abbey here, but I also know there's a shrine here. Since we're already up kind of in the mountainous area over here, I'm just going to run this way past Mount Hylia and get to that other shrine. So basically we're just going to run straight from where we're facing here. Not going to worry about the bokoblins. Oh my god! Oh my god! You bastards! Oh my god. That scared the crap out of me. That was like the worst camera angle. My heart literally started racing. Yeah, that's the thing. I see that a lot in this game. Enemies like to throw rocks down at you when you're trying to climb up places. And so, yeah. Watch for falling rocks. Just like the tower said, that's useful throughout the whole game. Not just when you're raising the tower. Okay, where's my spear? I mean my long stick. Is that key still following me? No, okay. Alright, we should be coming up on our next shrine here shortly. Yep, it's pretty close. If only we could run faster on the snow. I don't think it's all the way up there. No, I don't want to climb that. No, quit climbing, dude. Let's just go around. Oh my god, I keep running out of stamina. I feel like I'm barely sprinting at all. It's ridiculous. Stamina is so nice to have in this game. Like, it's amazing that you can upgrade it. Because you will want to upgrade it. In fact, in the early game, it's a struggle to decide on what to use your upgrades on. Because you only have 3 hearts and enemies hit really hard. And they're like, man, I really need some more hearts. But stamina is so important for climbing, and you climb constantly in this game. What is this? You push rocks down? Is there a hole to push the rock down into? Oh no, there's just some bokoblins there. Let's see what happens. This is always fun. Oh my god, no! Those exploding barrels will do lots of damage, and I'm already at 1 heart. Less than 1 heart now. Hold on. Oh, man. Oh, man. And then it burned my pot lid. My poor pot lid. Oh, that was terrifying. I don't want to do that again. Okay. I don't care about that bow. This chest got blown to smithereens and flew way the hell over here. Let's see what's inside it. Better be worth all that crap. That was terrible. That did not go as planned at all. I can eat apples and peppers and things like that. There we go. Back to full health. That's a nice thing. At least when you're at low health, it doesn't take a lot of food to fill it up. In the later game, it can take a lot of food to fill up your health. Unless you find some really special ingredients that give you lots of healing benefits here. Alright, where is this shrine? I know we're getting close. It's got to be around here somewhere. I have a feeling. There it is! Alright, let's get it. Okay, we're good. Let's go. This is our our stasis shrine here. Perfect. Oh, I'm getting notifications. Skip. Stasis trial, oh what dame shrine. It's damn, that's fun. Okay, so let's grab our app. All right, stasis. This is a pretty interesting rune, and one that I find myself not using enough. Heavily underrated ability. What this rune does, it actually stops an object in time. And then you hear a sort of ticker, and eventually it runs out and time resumes. And it's going to start going again. So that allows us to stop objects and make a platform for ourselves like we just did. This one we want to stop a rock from ending our lives. So we'll do that. There's always one chest in one of these shrines that you want to try and get to. And I feel like I've passed it. I don't know where it is. Is it over? Oh no, it's above here. It's above the rock. Yeah, and I think we can make it if we hurry. There we go. Perfect. I almost forgot where this chest was. A new shield. Sweet. My poor pot lid. I feel so bad. My pot lid. Alright, this is our first hammer. Hammers are awesome. Iron sledgehammer. Okay, so I actually need to get rid of a weapon. Okay. I guess I have a lot of Boko clubs. Can get rid of that. Cool. So hammers are mainly used for like mining because they do good damage. They do double damage against rocks and like rock type enemies, and they take less of a durability hit against rocks as well. So that's mainly what you want to be using this item for. Here we'll notice a rock that is really too heavy to move. We can't really do anything, but the cool thing about stasis is that we can apply energy to it. And when time resumes, all of that kinetic energy gets released all at once, and it goes flying. Too easy. You can do that to lots of things throughout the world, so it's really fun to experiment with. Skip, 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 skip. Get my orb. Number 3. Spirit orb number 3. These are so satisfying to get. So much fun to run around the entire world and find new shrines and solve the puzzles within. It's really cool. And get rewarded with more spirit orbs, and it feels really good to go and like get more hearts and more stamina. It's just a lot of fun. So. All right, we only have one more shrine left to get, and I kind of want to go that way because it's right there, but I don't have a paraglider yet. That's a long fall, but actually, let's climb down right here. We'll just continue to make our way down and die. Okay. I had to die at least once, okay? Nobody's perfect. I had to die at least once. I'm pretty sure it saved right as I exited that shrine, so. Let's try that again. I'm really excited to get my bombs. Because bombs are super fun. Oh, past it. Here we go. Climb down. Let go. Alright, this time we will not try to jump that gap because I guess there's not a good angle to do that. I think these platforms are meant for climbing up, not down. Whew, that was close. That gave me a little bit of a scare. Link, my man. you're scaring me, buddy. You're scaring me, buddy. Okay, here we go. We are going to... Let's see if we can... I can drop and I can grab back onto the ledge so I don't like die here. But I gotta find a spot where I can actually do that. So I have some rock underneath me to grab onto, like this. There we go. Golden! Golden. Okay, here. We gotta get a little bit lucky here. We gotta cut down a tree. And hope it makes a bridge for us. Is that the old man? Okay, nice and easy. Don't fall. There we go. What a weirdo. What are you doing over here? What are you doing? I thought this tree might make for some good firewood. However, getting a tree to fall exactly where you want it to is quite an art. Well, I just did it in one try, so that was lucky. Turn your hips so that they face where you want the tree to land. You found my axe. Why not help me out and give it a few swings? Oh my god, I'm not going to cut trees for you. Ain't nobody got to... Dude, there's... Ganon is in the castle, about to get out, and you want me to cut trees with you. Some people, man. Alright. Random things. These are good. Stamina shrooms. There we go. That's our first... other than the peppers, that's our first status-affecting item. I don't need another axe. We'll save that there, and I gotta make sure I have room in my inventory for things, so... stamina shrooms we can cook that actually make a meal that will refill our stamina gauge. not generally useful, but every now and then you're trying to climb a really tough wall, and you just kind of get stuck in a bad spot. You're going to run out of stamina and you're going to fall and die, so you can go in your inventory, eat a stamina meal. You have to cook it first. It will not restore your stamina just eating it raw. You have to cook it to get its effect. But it can save you in some pretty good situations where just trying to climb a really high wall. Alright, we're almost done. 3 shines down, 1 to go. Last thing is our bomb trial. We'll make our way there. This one's kind of fun to get to because there are some enemies along the way in this little ruiny area. You can catch butterflies. Our last chest, by the way, is over here. See if we trigger this cutscene here. Oops. Not what I wanted to do. I guess I avoided all the enemies. Into this shirt that we'll never wear. Yeah, so there's guardians. They want to shoot laser beams at me. We'll just avoid them. Okay, skip. Job age, shrine, the bomb trial. What? Okay, let's go get our mobile app for our tablet. Ba-da-da-da-ba-da. Bombs. And I guess they came to a logical conclusion somewhere in the development of this game that round bombs are not really useful all the time in this world. So they gave us square bombs as well that won't roll, which is pretty nice. And they're always remote bombs. They do not go off on a timer. They are always remote, which is pretty cool. Alright, so we got a couple directions we could go. Set that there. Run away so we don't get hurt. And here's our chest. Ooh, Claymore. This is our first two-handed weapon other than the axe. My inventory's full, huh? I really have grown... the two-handed weapons have grown on me through my first playthrough. I always hated them because they're too slow. Enemies can dodge you really easily, and they just... I don't know, it's just too slow, and I hated it, so... But once you kind of get comfortable with the combat and you start figuring out how to use them a little bit better, they started to grow on me, and actually became one of my favorite weapons that I stocked the most of in my inventory because of that. I like this ball. It's like that ball is pointless. That ball has nothing to do with this puzzle. But it's just like telling you, put yourself on here so you can jump. Okay. We get a second chest. Cool. Yeah, the two-handed weapons. Every weapon has a charge attack. Two-handed weapons do this whirlwind thing. And it can actually be extremely powerful with a really good two-handed weapon. So, it's a lot of fun. I like to use it a lot. Alright, so we just gotta remote bomb it. Blow it up. And I'll save some time. Or not. I thought I would save some time. But it didn't quite get me all the way over. Alright, that's the shrine. We'll collect our 4th and final spirit orb. Skip, get the orb. Okay, skip. These loading screens, stare at them a lot. But that's okay. All right. The man. The man, where is he? Alright, so we got all the treasure. It's finally time for me to tell you everything. But first, what are you pointing at? Imagine an X on your map with the 4 shrines as the endpoints. Find the spot where those lines intersect. She'll wait for you there. Whoa. Did you see that coming? Well, maybe if you played the game before you have. Alright, this is the enemies I was talking about. The Guardians. This one's a decayed Guardian, so they're stuck in the ground. They don't have legs. But their laser beams are still just as powerful. Yeah, he barely hit me and it still did a heart of damage. So, really best to just avoid those guys, honestly. If you manage to shoot them in their laser eye with an arrow, it stuns them for a few seconds. You can get in some hits in, but they have a lot of health, and it's not worth just degrading a couple weapons to take that out. You're not going to get anything off of them except for some ancient parts anyway, which we will get plenty of later on. We will have much easier time fighting Guardians later on. Okay, so imagine an X where the shrines intersect on the map. Well, that's the Temple of Time. I'm just going to head there now. And he's up above. So we're going to head back up to where we found that soldier's bow. If you remember when I was up there a little bit ago. Alright, get up there, Link. Here we go. Here's the man. All this work for a paraglider, huh? Alright, enjoy. Hey, what's up, Master Beard's man? I am doing a playthrough from the beginning, yes.
Who I truly am. I was King Rome Bosphorus Hyrule.
Say that 5 times fast, huh?
The last leader of Hyrule. A kingdom which no longer exists.
Oh, that music. Oh, I love it.
The great calamity was merciless. It devastated everything in its path. Centuries ago. It was then that my life was taken away from me. And since that time, here I have remained in spirit form. I did not think it wise to overwhelm you while your memory was still fragile. So rather than that, I thought it best to assume a temporary form. Forgive me. I think you are now ready. Ready to hear what happened 100 years ago.
We've heard that so many times from the gameplay trailers. It's fun to finally see that.
The Demon King was born into this kingdom, but his transformation into
if you're talking about the Divine Beast, no, I'm on the Great Plateau right now. I'm just finishing that Great Plateau up, actually.
Generation to generation, in the form of legends and fairy tales. But there was also a prophecy. The signs of a resurrection of Calamity Ganon are clear, and the power to oppose it lies dormant beneath the ground. We decided to heed the prophecy and began excavating large areas of land. It wasn't long before we discovered several ancient relics made by the hands of our distant ancestors. These relics, the divine beasts, were giant machines piloted by warriors. We also found the Guardians, an army of mechanical soldiers who fought autonomously. This coincided with ancient legends, oft repeated throughout our land. We also learned of a princess with a sacred power, and her appointed knight, chosen by the sword that seals the darkness. It was they who sealed Ganon away, using the power of these ancient relics. 100 years ago, there was a princess set to inherit a sacred power, and a skilled knight at her side. It was clear that we must follow our ancestors' path. We selected 4 skilled individuals from across Hyrule and tasked them with the duty of piloting the divine beasts. With the princess as their commander, we dubbed these pilots champions, a name that would solidify their unique bond. The princess, her appointed knight, and the rest of the champions were on the brink of sealing away Ganon. But nay. Ganon was cunning, and he responded with a plan beyond our imagining. He appeared from deep below Hyrule Castle, seized control of the Guardians and the Divine Beasts, turned them against us. The champions lost their lives, those residing in the castle as well. The appointed knight, gravely wounded, collapsed while defending the princess. And thus, the kingdom of Hyrule was devastated absolutely by Calamity Ganon. However, the princess survived to face Ganon alone.
Link, you are our final hope. The fate of Hyrule rests with you.
That princess was my own daughter, my dear Zelda. And the courageous knight who protected her right up to the very end. That knight was none other than you, Link. You fought valiantly when your fate took an unfortunate turn. And then, you were taken to the Shrine of Resurrection. Here you now stand, revitalized 100 years later. The words of guidance you have been hearing since your awakening are from Princess Zelda herself. Even now, as she works to restrain Ganon from within Hyrule Castle, she calls out for your help. However, my daughter's power will soon be exhausted. Once that happens, Ganon will freely regenerate himself, and nothing will stop him from consuming our land. Considering that I could not save my own kingdom, I have no right to ask this of you, Link. But I am powerless here.
I don't know, you can get around a lot.
Do whatever it takes to annihilate Ganon. Somehow, Ganon has maintained control over all 4 divine beasts, as well as those guardians swarming around Hyrule Castle. I believe it would be quite reckless for you to head directly to the castle at this point. I suggest that you make your way east out to one of the villages in the wilderness. Follow the road out to Kakariko Village. There you will find the Elder Impa. She will tell you more about the path that lies ahead. Consult the map on your Sheikah slate for the precise location of Kakariko Village. Make your way past the twin summits of the dueling peaks. From there, follow the road as it proceeds north.
Well, here's the paraglider, just as I promised. An item you received from the king on the Great Plateau. It allows you to sail through the sky. Press X while you're in the air to use it. The isolated plateau complete. With that, you should be able to safely fly off the cliffs surrounding this area. And I think that's it. Told you everything I can. Link, you must save Hyrule. Destroy Ganon. New objective. Seek out Impa. New objective. I think it's hilarious that as soon as you finish the Great Plateau quest line, you get the quest, Destroy Ganon. Just knowing everything that you can do in this game, it's just like, what? Like, now? No way. So now I can finally sail. It's so much easier to travel around. With that, guys, thank you so much for hanging out and chatting with me and watching the Let's Play. I'm going to make my way to Kakariko Village next. There's lots of shrines on the way, lots of cool things to do and see. And I will see you in the next installment of Let's Play Breath of the Wild. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a great rest of your day.